Hey guys, it's me, Brittany or Brie. Long time no talk. Welcome to my bathroom. I don't think you've ever been in here. I figured while I kind of get around for work today and everything, we could have a little chit chat. I made a post on like the community tab thing, like I think it was last week, on kind of a bunch of stuff. I will put it here if you want to pause to read it. First off, I just want to say that I am so sorry for like the lack of content, to be honest. There were different times this past month that I was like, do I even want to like continue? And not even because like I don't enjoy it or anything. I'm gonna be trimming my eyebrows, by the way. I tried to get into my brow place and they don't have any openings before Saturday, so this is what we're rolling with. So don't mind that. But I have I'm part Italian, so my like hair grows in just like hella fast. So don't mind me. But not because I don't like enjoy making videos or anything like that, because I really do. It was just because I am obviously, without filming all this time, I have missed so many comebacks, and some that like are quite important to me, like where I was like, oh my god, I'll never miss one of their comebacks and everything, like New Era and Girl Set. And even though I have been keeping up with them like in my own time, like watching the videos and streaming the music and everything like that, it just felt like weird not having the reaction to them, as well as like others too, but like many other groups and everything. But I don't know, so I was like, I don't know, like maybe I just like shouldn't even continue because I'm like dramatic and everything. But I was like, no, like it's fine. There are so many comebacks coming this month of April. It's currently April 9th, by the way. So I was like, no, like it's fine. We will just kind of continue where we are and kind of just get over that feeling of being like, oh my god, I should have done this, I should have done that. Because there's nothing we can do about it now. Because I'm obviously not going to go back and try to catch up on all of February and March's comebacks. Like that would just be crazy. And plus I've seen them all. So I've seen them all. They just weren't recorded. But yeah, that's kind of where my head is at video wise. So there's so many comebacks this month. I plan to react to as many as I can. I feel like I'm just not, like I try to used to post once every 2 or 3 days, and I feel like I'm just trying not to like immediately put that pressure back on myself. I do eventually want to get there again, but having practically taking the whole year off, like only posting a very few things, I kind of want to just be like, try to go in with the mindset of like, hey girl, like you filmed this, that's great, let's edit it, let's post it, and like whatever. Kind of more take it as like you did that, rather than like, okay, now you have to hurry up and already film something else or already post something else. So I feel like I'm trying to just be a little bit more lenient with myself when it comes to filming, just because of, again, practically taking the whole year off so far. And I have posted a little bit, but not obviously very much. So that is kind of where my head is at there. As of just like random little life updates before we get into all the K-pop drama, in case you guys don't know, I work in reception at an ER in my town, and I was hired to do second and third shift. So ours is 1:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. is second shift, and third shift is 10 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. That's what I was hired for, and that's what I really like because I am a night owl. I'm not a morning person at all. I'm only a morning person on vacation and on Christmas morning. That is literally it. Otherwise, you will rarely ever catch me up before 10 a.m. So, and even that's kind of early for me, to be honest. But it's because I'm up until like 3, 4 a.m. every day. That's just how I am. I've tried to change it. And then I figured, you know, it's not working. Or if I do like force myself to go to bed early and get myself up early, I'm just miserable the whole time. So like, why bother do that? So that's the like kind of shifts I was hired for. Again, a second and third shift. But for quite a while, I let my work kind of take advantage of me and pick up just so many other like first shifts as well. So that's either their first shift is either like 6:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. or like 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. that kind of thing. And I just kept letting them throw me on those as well, even though for one, I hate them, and two, it's just like not what I was scheduled for. And also I would literally like, there would be so many times I would leave at 6:30 a.m. and have to like come back in just a few hours later and like that kind of thing. And it was like working all these different shifts all in the same like span of a few days, and barely had days off and everything like that, which is another reason I just like did not have time to film, honestly. Or if I did have like a moment pause, then I was just like using it to literally pause and not do anything else, because life was so crazy. So finally I kind of spoke up to my work about it and was like, I literally cannot do this anymore. I also have chronic migraines, and they were like pretty gone for the most part. And then changing all those shifts around, doing all those shifts, it was like making my sleep super off, and then it brought my migraines back heavily. So I was like even bedridden a few times, or in the hospital a couple times. So I finally spoke up to them and I said, this is like legit killing me, you need to stop. Obviously it was worded a lot better than that, but yeah, so I think it was a few weeks ago now that finally stopped, and I haven't worked a first shift since, which has been so lovely. And now I'm just on second and third. I'm also back to just doing every other weekend like we're all supposed to, because again, that was something else that was like not happening. There was literally, I think it was like 8 or 9 weeks in a row where I worked every single weekend, before they finally gave me one off. And so now we are back to that regular schedule as well. And my migraines have gone away. I'm sleeping a lot better, so it has been so nice. Outside of that, I really haven't done too much, I feel like, because I've just been so busy with work and everything, or like family stuff or whatever else. So I feel like I haven't really done too much else. Yeah, I don't know, just been kind of living through the motions and everything. Painted my nails this morning right before I filmed this, actually, and I really like them. They kind of, I don't know if you guys will agree, but they kind of look like Princess and the Pauper. On to the big thing. All of the K-pop drama, unless you live under an absolute rock and don't have any social media at all, then I'm sure you all know what's been going on in the K-pop world. we have literally lost someone every single month, whether that's to a hiatus or someone leaving a group. And I happen to be a part of every single one. Same with BL couples have been breaking up, and I, again, have been fans of every single one. So it has just been rough out here, I am not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know. January, we lost Danny from New Jeans. I didn't know all of New Jeans, I'm gonna be honest. I knew Danny and I knew Minji. Could never tell the three H's apart. I'm so sorry. That's just how it was. And before I could really learn, they kind of went through everything with their like court cases and stuff like that. In January, Danny was officially kicked from the group, so that was not wonderful, especially because she's the one I always really paid attention to in New Jeans music. I guess she was like kind of my bias, even though again I didn't really know the whole group, but I did like keep up on their comebacks and like everything like that. So I don't know if some people would really consider her a bias or not, but I did. So that was just quite unfortunate when she was kicked. Obviously she's still having all of the court trial stuff going on right now, so that is quite crazy. February we had Manon from Cat's Eye go on her hiatus. Luckily she wasn't my bias or even my bias wrecker, so like I guess that's nice, but also I absolutely love Manon, who doesn't? So to see her go on hiatus and then everything that was involving or revolving kind of around that, like everything that Danny's father was doing and just like, I don't know, just some other things that are happening. It's just been quite, I'm so sorry. I use my middle finger when I apply glitter or shimmer on my face, so like I might flip you off for a second, don't mind me. But everything kind of going around with that situation was just so weird. It was just so strange. It just gave very much like Mean Girl vibes. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was an interview was posted not yesterday but the day before by Nylon, and it was all 6 of them, and Nylon came out and said like this was filmed a week before her announcement, so like we don't know what's going on, so like don't ask us kind of thing. The whole video to me, I don't know if you guys will agree, the whole video to me gave coworkers rather than like we're besties in a girl group kind of thing. I don't know, that's just like kind of the vibe it gave. Maybe it's just because at the time they knew that she was going on hiatus, so they just like were, you know, feeling different things from that. We don't know obviously what is going on, but it was just very weird vibes to me. I don't know, you'll have to let me know if you like thought the same thing when you watched it. But I don't know, so who knows what's going on with the Manon situation. Manon took like Cat's Eye out of her bio and everything on Instagram, and just a lot of people think like she's just leaving. She hasn't been in any of the Pinky Up teasers. That drops tomorrow as of when I'm filming this. So who knows what's going on there. I'm pretty sure though we can just all assume that she is probably done. I would honestly be shocked if she did come back. I don't know. On to March, which was a hella devastating month. Also, I'm sorry if I forget anything. I am literally just rambling. Didn't like write down anything, so I like don't forget. I'm just kind of rambling. March we already knew was gonna be rough because Zero Base One's disbandment and everything, or like the 4 members leaving and stuff. Yeah, so already knew March 15th was gonna be rough, and it was. Let me just put in my video of me crying here. Also, fuck Wake One
for not letting them have one last final music video. Why was Iconic their last music video? Also, fuck them for making this video for Running to the Future of all the memories. I hate you.
So I already knew that that was gonna be rough, but then March 10th happened. He sung, he didn't leave. He was kicked from ENHYPEN. And I'm still hoping that he can come back. Yeah, I haven't given up that hope. Everything that Hybe/Blift is doing in ENHYPEN is just, it's a mess. It's a mess. And we've all seen it. We've all seen all the mess that is going on. Them saying one thing and then changing it the next day because people point out like flaws of their statements. They like made he sung yesterday like an individual Instagram just to deactivate it, but then put it back up like an hour later. He's like called Evan now, which is like so strange. I know a lot of us are hoping it's just kind of like a Yoongi situation where like he's in BTS, he's Suga, but then in solo music he's August D. So I know a lot of us are kind of hoping that like that's the situation where like in ENHYPEN he's Hee-sung, but his solo music he's Evan. I don't know. It's so strange what is going on. If you are OT6 or you're gonna go to the tour or anything like that, literally just leave this page because I don't want you here. OT7 forever, because you can just tell that this was not Hee-sung's decision, it was not the group's decision. You can tell it was just this fuck-ass company's decision that literally no one wanted. So I don't know, hopefully he is able to come back and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see what goes on there. It was rough in my household when that was announced. ENHYPEN is both mine, my roommate, and my roommate's old group, as well as our other best friend who doesn't live with us. They're all like, ENHYPEN is one of our alt groups, and we all have a member who is an alt of ours. Nikki is mine, Jungwon is my friend's, and then Hee-sung is the alt of alts, like #1 idol in her eyes, to my roommate. So it was very, very rough in this household, in our friend group, when it was all announced. Yeah, it was not a good time, still not a good time. But yeah, lots of tears have been shed over the whole situation. None of us have been listening to ENHYPEN music at all since the whole thing, which has been really hard because, like I said, they are all of our alt group and everything. And we're going on, the three of us are going on a road trip this weekend, like I said. And not being able to listen to ENHYPEN the whole road trip is going to be rough, but we refuse to listen to it until they bring Hee-sung back. So I don't know, it's been hard, especially because they dropped Album of the fucking century and then did all that. So like, girl, come on. But yeah, it's been rough with that whole situation. Also kind of circling back to Zero Base One, I feel like I skipped over them really quickly. Obviously we knew it was coming, but it still did not make it hurt any less. Again, me like literally sobbing in my living room. I am happy that they're all still together in one way or another. I'm glad the 5 of them are still Zero Base One, and I'm glad the 4 who have left are now in a different group together. I do think it's kind of weird that they only brought one other dude in and not like multiple people. But whatever, I'm still glad that they are all kind of together in one way or another, and I'm glad their companies aren't making them be like, you can't talk about, you know, the 4 people who left, or you can't talk about the other 5 or whatever. Like, they are all still equally like talking about each other and everything like that. So I'm very happy with that whole situation, just because like you can't ignore that Zero Base One was 9. They will forever be 9 to me, but still you kind of have to move on with that, and they all just seem very happy with where they are now. So I feel like it's kind of nice. Like yeah, and I'll continue to support Zero Base One, and I'll continue to support however you say the new group's name. I literally don't know. If you know how to pronounce it, please let everyone know. And I saw Zonghao is now the leader of that group, which is so nice. I think he'll make an excellent leader. So yeah, I don't know. I think that whole situation is just really nice. At least that whole thing with Zero Base One turned, like, yes, it was really sad, but it was almost more bittersweet than anything, because we've all been yearning for some of them to be free from like one. So really nice that they kind of that now they're free. But yeah, moving on to this month. Mark left and 10 left. 10, thank God, is still in Wavy and still in NCT, but he's no longer under SM again, thank God. We all knew that 10 would leave as soon as that contract was up, and I am so happy for him and so proud of him for doing so. And I love that he, despite wanting to leave, still wants to be in NCT and in Wavy. I think that's wonderful. I think that's beautiful, and I think that's why all of us are having such a different reaction to him leaving versus Mark. Don't worry, I'll get into Mark. But I think that's beautiful that he wants to stick with Wavy and with NCT and everything, despite everything. I think that's great, and I am so happy for him for that. Yeah, getting into Mark. In case you don't know, Mark is one of my alt biases. And not only that, but like, my number 1 man is Jaehyun from 127, but my number 2 man is Mark Lee. So this announcement hit me hard, really hard, but it also was very bittersweet kind of conjunction of feelings. I'm so honored and thankful and fortunate that I have seen him twice in concert, once with 127 last year, and then once with Dream the year before. Yeah, I am so, like, I feel like shocked still, because I feel like out of everyone in NCT, him and Taehyung are like the 2 people I thought would just never leave, because like they are NCT. I don't know, they are the Neo part of NCT, so I feel like it was just so crazy for all us. And he was, again, just like, I feel like the last person we all expected to ever not be an NCT, at least like while NCT is still going. Obviously NCT cannot go forever, unfortunately, but like, I don't know, it's pretty pretty crazy. And now, as of yesterday, NCT turned 10 years old, and it looks like they're doing quite a bit for it and everything, as they should. But just like knowing that one of our first founding fathers of NCT, his very last day as an NCT member and at the company was the 10-year anniversary of when it all started, I think, is just so poetic and beautiful, but also just like makes me a little sad that something he worked so hard to create, he's not going to get to kind of be there for the celebration and everything. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's going to be really hard. I feel like when the first kind of NCT content comes out, whether that's like Dreams content, 127's content, or like an NCT U kind of thing, like whatever it is, like the first thing that comes out and he's just like not a part of it, I feel like will be really, really difficult to kind of take in. I'll obviously still watch it, but I think it'll just like bring a few extra tears out. Yeah, NCT is my L group. They're my, like in hyphen, they're my L group, but they're also just like my favorite group of all time, and they just mean the absolute world to me. So him leaving was quite crazy. But I'm also just so beyond proud of him and having the courage and bravery to leave something that big. I think is just incredible. Like, it's actually crazy. They've overworked him since he was like 14 years old. He's now 26, going on 27, so I feel like yeah, like, girl, it was time. It was more than time for him to leave and finally take time to do whatever else he wants to. I hope he gets to like follow a new dream. I think it's really brave to leave one dream behind to go follow another one. Whether that is he does solo music, which I think is kind of what it sounds like he's going to be doing, but whether he does solo music, whether he literally leaves altogether and just goes and gets to explore life and travel for fun and be a husband and a father someday like he's always wanted, like literally whatever he wants to do, I hope he gets to do it. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just so happy he's free and gets to literally just do whatever he wants now. I think it's really great, and I think it's really beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. I could honestly yap about Mark for so much longer, but I'm not going to because I probably cry. It's still very fresh. Obviously, like I said, yesterday was the 8th, his 10th anniversary. The day before, on the 7th, it was the 1-year anniversary of The First Fruits, his solo album. Yeah, and it just happened 6 days ago, the announcement. So like, it's still very fresh, so I don't want to get into it too much or I'll get emotional. But yeah, I don't know, it's quite crazy what's going on. Hold on to your biases as tightly as you can, because you never know when they are gonna leave. God, it is rough out here. I feel like we all kind of look to K-pop and everything as like an escape and as just like a sense of happiness, and it is just a mess right now. Like, I know I've been kind of talking pretty lightly about it all, but it's actually so awful. Like I said, Danny's going through all these court cases at such a young age. This is like 2021, going through suing and like going through court cases from a huge company, top 3 like biggest entertainment industries in Korea, and she's like fighting them at literally 21 years old, and that's crazy. And just everything else. I just saw yesterday, I think it was, that I think his name is Gunwoo. I don't know all of Alpha Drive One yet. I really know a lot of them from like previous survival shows, and then just a few of them I've learned since then. I haven't really sat down and learned everyone yet. I think his name is Gunwoo. Got put on an indefinite hiatus yesterday because he like swore or something over a mic, and like fans heard it. Crazy. Like, there are more important things I feel like that we should be focusing on than like a person just being a person. Especially if it's something as stupid as like swearing or wanting to go like, or wanting to have a solo song or like whatever. I feel like that's just so dumb. Meanwhile, like, there are groups out there who like literally stated they don't want to be a group anymore but are still forced to be one, or are racist and like Kiss of Life and everything like that, but like they're still a group and like didn't really get any like, I don't know, punishment for like everything they did. I don't know, and there's a whole bunch of drama with BTS, you know, as well, which I have so many opinions on, but I'm not gonna go there because ARMYs are insane. So I don't know. If you want to see my opinions, follow me on Twitter. But but I don't know. There's just like so much going on, and I feel like it's always the people who don't deserve it that just get all this like nastiness thrown at them, or like their companies punish them, but then the people who actually should get like punished for their actions and everything just like get to walk free, and it's just so frustrating. I don't know. So hold on to your bias as tightly as you can. Send them as much love as you can, and if there's a concert, girl, buy them tickets. If you can afford it, go to that concert, because you never know when it could be their last. So yeah, it's rough. I'm heartbroken. I've never gotten to see Zero Base One as 9. I'm heartbroken knowing that I will possibly never see Hyphen again, at least with Heesung. I'm definitely not going to this next tour. No, especially not without Heesung. And if he really does never come back, like I don't know if I would be able to see them again. Even though Nikki is literally my alt, like I don't know, it would be really, really hard, I feel like, to see them again and not just like break down. Heartbreaking that I'll never get to see Mark shine with NCT again. I never got to see NCT 127 as a full group, or Dream as a full group, because when I saw Dream, Renjun was on hiatus. When I saw 127, Taeyoung and Jaehyun were in the military, so never got to see a full group of that or anything. So buy the tickets. If you can afford the tickets, buy the tickets, and don't doubt yourself, because you never know what will happen. But that's kind of my yap. It's probably so long, but there's been a lot to catch up on. Yeah, I don't know. We will be reacting, girls. We will be reacting. Like I said, I'm going on a little one-night getaway this weekend to Toronto, so that will be really exciting. We're all kind of going album shopping. We're like, it's been a long time since we've gone on a trip, but also none of us have concerts or anything planned at all, so we're like, let's just go and like a little album trip and everything. They're also a little bit cheaper in Canada, so that's why we're going there. Next month we're taking a long weekend and going to New York City, again for literally no reason other than to just get away. There haven't really been any concerts that any of us are like, we really want to go to this, so we decided we don't need to wait for a concert to go on a trip, we can just go, so that's what we're doing. Yeah, hopefully by the time I edit this, there is no more K-pop news, or if there is, it's like, Heesung is back. something like that. Yeah, I plan on editing this a little bit, probably today and tomorrow. I really want it up by kind of like the weekend, so we will see there, but I think that's gonna be it. So I will see you guys in the next one, which is gonna be a reaction. So yeah, love you guys.